Hi, I'm Catherine Hardy, the Director of Financial Aid at Naugatuck Valley Community College. I'm here to talk about what you need to know about financial aid. First, let's talk about the free application for federal student aid called the FAFSA. It's a standard form that collects demographic and financial information about the student and their family. It may be filed electronically, and it's available in English and Spanish. The FAFSA may be filed at any time during an academic year, but no earlier than October 1st, prior to the academic year for which the student requests aid. For the 2022-23 academic year, the FAFSA can be filed as of October 1st, 2021. It will use information from your 2020 federal tax returns, and it's recommended that students file prior to the start of the semester. So how do we get started? First, we're going to look at an FSA ID for the student and the parent. Once you receive that information, you will move on to the FAFSA. So the FSA ID is an electronic signature. It's not required, but it speeds up the processing time. May be used by students and parents throughout the aid process, including subsequent school years. The student creates an FSA ID, and if they are dependent, one parent will need an FSA ID as well. Once you have taken care of your FSA ID, you can move on to FAFSA on the web. If you are a new student applying for aid, you would click on Start Here. If you are a returning student, you would click on Login. There is the IRS data retrieval tool within the FAFSA. While completing the FAFSA, applicants may submit real-time requests to the IRS for tax data. IRS will authenticate the taxpayer's identity. If a match is found, the IRS sends real-time results to the applicant in a new browser window. The applicant chooses whether or not to transfer data to the FAFSA. The IRS data retrieval tool, known as DRT, is available in October 2021 for the 2022-2023 processing cycle. Participation is voluntary but preferred, and it reduces documents that are requested by the financial aid office. Signatures are required for a FAFSA. The student must sign as well as one parent if the student is dependent. The format for submitting signatures, they can either do it electronically with their FSA ID, which is preferred and processed immediately, or they can print a signature page, which takes a minimum of 3 to 6 weeks to be processed. For FAFSA processing results, the CPS notifies students of FAFSA processing by an email notification containing a direct link to the student's online student aid report, also known as a SAR, if student's email was provided on paper or electronic FAFSA. Student with an FSA ID may review the SAR online at www.studentaid.gov/FAFSA. Institutional Student Information Record, which is an ISAR, is sent to the colleges listed on your FAFSA approximately 7 to 10 days after the FAFSA is submitted. The college reviews the ISAR, and they may request additional documentation if you are selected for verification. Verification students are randomly selected by the federal government. Some examples would be they're looking for citizenship documents, tax return documents, and possibly amended return documents if you have amended your tax returns. The standard verifications will be completed by a company called Inceptia. We also have the aid application for Connecticut undocumented students, which is ACTUS. Undocumented students may apply for institutional aid. To be eligible, students must meet the following criteria. They must be classified as an in-state student for tuition purposes. They must be 30 years of age or younger on June 15, 2012. 16 years of age or younger when they arrived in the United States and have continuously resided in the United States since such arrival, and must have attended 2 years minimum and graduated from Connecticut high school, and finally have not been convicted of a felony in this state or any other state. We also have scholarship opportunities. In addition to filling out the FAFSA, you can search and apply to outside scholarships. Scholarships for students are available at www.ct.edu/admission/financial aid guide. You can also find information at www.fastweb.com. And also, any student can feel free to do a search for any scholarship opportunities in Google. Undocumented scholarships that are available are through UnitedWeDream.org, DreamersRoadmap.org, or CTforadream.org. Any questions? Please feel free to put a question in the chat box, and I will be happy to answer anything that you're asking. Thanks.